If you clicked on this video, you're probably thinking about spending about $100 on a 15-year-old Canon point and shoot Digicam.
You have given up your economic future.
But don't worry, I don't think you're stupid. I was actually in that same situation a couple weeks ago, and I picked up my very own Canon SD1000. The very first thing that caught my eye about this camera were the aesthetics. This is something that I would put on a shelf and just have it look good sitting there. The lines are sleek, the color's great, the edges are sharp. It's a complete rectangle. It's a box. It's squared off. It just looks amazing. The screen on the back is perfect. It doesn't take up the entire back side of the camera. The bezels that are the whole way around the camera just look amazing. And out of all the old Digicams, this is definitely the best looking one. The second thing that I love about this camera is the fact that it has a viewfinder. So the viewfinder on this is optical. It's not an EVF. It's not like what you would get on a Sony a7 IV. But the crazy thing is, it adjusts to the zoom. When you're fully zoomed out, you see what your picture's gonna look like. But when you're fully zoomed in, it zooms in the optical viewfinder, but it's not an EVF. One downside though is it is completely flush with the back of the camera. And I use this all the time. I like the act of doing this. I think when we take pictures, we go like this. I recently heard a quote that if you ask a kid that was born after 2010 to mimic taking a picture, that they will go like this, as if they were using a smartphone. Versus if somebody looked at you and said, hey, act like you're taking a picture, you're gonna go like this. And that's why I like this little viewfinder. It's nostalgic. That's why we like these things. It seems like every review on YouTube that you see that's trying to talk about an old camera is, this camera gives you the film look, which is grainy, dark, not great pictures like we're used to with the technology that we have today. But I do think that we are so used to great image quality and things just looking so sharp and so perfect, but that's why people are wanting to go back to something like this. Now, I'm not gonna talk about specs too much. It has a 7 megapixel sensor in it, which does the job just fine. This thing takes really good pictures. It does give you the film look that you're going after. But the cool thing is this thing just fits in your pocket. And I've heard other people say this, but it's so true. If you take this camera out and you go to take a picture of somebody, they light up. They wanna be part of the experience versus if you're using an a7 IV with a huge lens on it, they tend to clam up and they tend to not act themselves. So I think the psychological effect of having this camera just makes your pictures that much more in the moment, candid, and like BTS behind the scenes feeling. So these guys use very small, thin batteries. This feels like a piece of a chocolate bar that you just broke off and you want to, like one of those Dove chocolate squares you buy at the fancy grocery stores. At least for me, just snapping pictures, this thing, I haven't recharged it yet. If you're gonna go out and not be home and not have access to charging it, or you're going on a trip, I'd say buy a couple of them. You can get them on Amazon pretty cheap with the chargers and whatnot. One more point, this thing uses old-timey SD cards, right? You're not gonna be putting in your super fast, high quality SD card that you use in all your other cameras and having it work with this bad boy. I prefer to use lower gigabyte cards. This is a 2 gigabyte card, and when it's completely cleared off, it's about 400 pictures. You can get old cards that are like 256 megabytes that'll give you like the equivalent of a roll of film, like 20 pictures or something like that, or maybe 100 pictures, 50 pictures, depending on how low you wanna go. They made some ridiculously low memory cards back in the day. Now, in my experience with these types of cameras and like something like my X100V that I have, I just want my pictures. I want to take pictures. I want to share them with my friends, maybe put them on Instagram, send people the memories and instantly just get them, right? So one thing that I would recommend, highly recommend, one of these little dongles. These are super, super cheap. You plug it into your iPhone. I'm sure they make ones for Androids too. SD card reader, and you can automatically upload your pictures. I'll put a link down in the description below to these things on Amazon. It is an affiliate link. I'm not monetized on here yet, so help your boy out, give him a click, buy one of these so I get my 20-cent kickback. I'd say if you can get one of these for about 50 bucks, you're gonna be happy with it. But with what I'm gonna coin right now, this phrase, in case anyone else uses it, the YouTube tax increases on that, I don't know if I'd buy another one. Also, I'm sorry about the background here. I'm in my basement. My studio upstairs turned into a nursery somehow. So I got a treadmill over here. I got a freaking folding picnic table behind me here. I'm thinking about redoing this if I want to make more YouTube videos. I don't know. We'll see how this video does. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, drop me a comment. Let me know what you thought. And we'll see you guys in the next video real soon. Peace.